It's Talk Point again on Lagos Television, and we're very happy that you can join us again for this day. It's a day that we have to discuss what is happening at the Lagos State House of Assembly. I must tell you that the Lagos State House of Assembly is a pace-setter assembly in Nigeria among the Committee of States in Nigeria. Of course, over the years, it's been peaceful, and one way or the other, it's been a reference point. But very recently, it's been having some challenges, precisely right from when the new speaker, Mojisola Meranda, was elected. The first female speaker was elected, having removed Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, who actually was removed owing to some what they termed as high-handedness and misappropriation. Now that the new speaker, female speaker, is on board, we still seem to be having issues with it. She has resumed office, but all the same, there have been divergent views on this. Some are saying, yes, it was done rightly. Some are saying, yes, it followed the due process of when she was brought on board, haven't impeached the former speaker. But some are also saying that, well, maybe the process was not fair enough. But in looking at some of these issues, we'll be discussing that. But I need to take a report now. When I take a report that has to do with what some female civil society organizations and lawyers are saying about it. Let's listen to that report from the women before I now introduce my guest.
We fully support the constitutional procedure followed by the majority of the members of Lagos State House of Assembly who voted in favor of the decision. This is a testament to the integrity of the legislative process and to the will of the people as expressed by the elected representative. As a first woman to hold the position of Speaker in Lagos State, Right Honorable Mojisola Lasbat Meranda's ascension is a monumental achievement in the history of Nigerian politics. It marks a significant step towards ensuring gender equity in political leadership and serve as a source of inspiration for women and girls across the country. Civil society organizations and well-meaning Lagosians represented here today strongly support our leadership and urge all stakeholders to respect the constitutional provision and uphold the legitimacy of our position. Furthermore, we call for adherence to the rule of law in all actions taken within the legislature. The rule of law dictates that action including impeachment and electoral processes must be conducted according to established laws and without arbitrary interference. In the case of the impeachment of a speaker, the process demands that the House follows the constitutional framework that ensures fairness, transparency, and respect for the right of all involved.
That was the Dr. Abiola Akiode. She's leading the women's society, civil society groups, and also the Federation of International Female Lawyers to drum the support for fairness and equity and just in the election of the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mojisola Miranda. They're saying that they support the first female speaker and that the process was actually done in tandem with the 1999 Constitution. I have a guest in the studio that will be discussing that with me. He's also a media practitioner. Yinka Aderibigbe, nice to have you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Nice having me here. I appreciate the invitation. Thank you very much.
Yes, let's quickly look at the Lagos Assembly leadership. From what you have seen so far between last week and this moment, what is your own take on this?
I would even push it further to last month. You know, last month was when these shenanigans started.
Can you just speak louder, please?
As the drama actually started last month. And I would say, in all fairness, and for the benefit of Lagosians, that this falls below the motto of the Lagos State House of Assembly, which is far beyond the common standard of excellence. That was the motto of that house. What is going on now falls far below that slogan. And I think it is time for every one of them to rein in and then return that house to the place it used to be, the beacon of hope for this democracy and especially for their sister colleagues in other states of the Federation. You know, they just need to rein all of this shenanigan. They need to allow peace to reign. They need to allow Lagos to enjoy the peace of that chamber once again.
Yes, I'm wondering why, because some are saying, yes, from what we heard from the female lawyers and civil society groups and a couple of other people that have been speaking on this issue, they're saying that the due process was followed. But some are also faulting that process that yes, it was done, but that possibly a letter wasn't, or a notice wasn't given to the former speaker that was removed. Should they have given a notice, or what they did was actually in tandem, or is in tandem with the 1999 Constitution, looking at section 92, 96?
Well, I think everything that was done in tandem with the law and in tandem with the rules and procedure of the assembly. They couldn't have been otherwise. Why? Because that is a house that has been leading in terms of compliance, is a house that other states' houses of assembly are actually looking forward to. So it couldn't have been otherwise. People who are, pushing the propaganda of not being in compliance, yes, they are just exercising their fundamental right to their opinion. You know, it still does not remove the fact that members of that house have a right to electing their captains. And don't forget, the former Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa is just one of the 40. So if he has 36 of them voting him out of office, in spite of, there's no way 3 that supported him could have been a majority. And so he just needs to let the sleeping dog lie at this time, rather than making himself an issue, rather than making himself an enemy of democracy as far as Lagos is concerned.
Yeah, one issue that has played up is the commandoish, if I can put it in that quote, the approach of the security agencies. They say they were invited with evidence that they were invited to come and ensure peace. But there is a missing link there. You were invited to come and ensure peace. Then how come that those that invited you to make peace now want to go into the house and they were not allowed in, which now created the commotion? What could have transpired?
Yeah, I think Nigerians need to know. They need to know at what point did who instructed what. Yes, the DSS came up with the evidence of an invitation that was authored by the acting clerk, presupposing that, they were invited and they should even be on guard since Tuesday. Don't forget, the former speaker did call for an adjournment, and the first sitting for that, the adjournment was moved for February 18, which was yesterday. So the acting clerk actually now demanded the security reinforcement to beef up what was on ground so that it would forestall any development that could happen before or by February 18. So it was in order. But then, who now authored and who spiraled what the DSS now did in the chamber? Now, is it even supposed to be a DSS affair or the police affair? At what point are we placing the DSS above the police in matters of this nature when we know that it is the police that ought to be the guardians of security of any state and not the DSS? The DSS is supposed to be a complementary security apparatchik. So why then play them to the fore? And what was the purpose of asking them to do what they did? If democracy had been truncated on that chamber, it would have been a disaster. If the members of assembly were not able to enter the chamber and sit, it would have been a problem. But thank God that all of that reigned in, and then they were able to conduct their service. So for me, it's something that the leadership of the House needs to actually look into critically. They need to call for a probe. Maybe they've even already known. Whatever it is, maybe it is safer for Lagosians and Nigerians not to know. But whatever it is, they need to ensure that such a drama never reared itself in that chamber again. Never, ever. Because Lagos played a critical role in the defense of democracy. It played a critical role in ousting the jackbook of the military. We must not be seen as being the vanguard of shenanigans. We must not be seen as being the author of confusion that will pull the trigger against the democracy that all fell for.
Yes, there's a report that I want us to listen to, and that report has to do with this exonerating the president on the issue, because if you look at what has been trending in the social media and the newspapers, some are actually accusing Mr. President of having hand in it. But some group have come out to say, look, do not put the name of Mr. President in this issue because it's solely an affair that has to do with the Lagos State House of Assembly, which they could have handled or which they would handle on their own. So there's a report on it. I want us to listen to that report, which the civil society groups have said. Let's have the report. The leadership tussle at the Lagos State House of Assembly is necessitating this press conference by the Arise Lagos movement.
We are gathered here in response of the recent issue.
The civil society group is not happy with the development at the Lagos State House of Assembly, but wonders why the name of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is being dragged into the issue.
We are here to tell you that whosoever that is dropping the name of the president concerning what happened at the Lagos State House Assembly yesterday, the person must be daydreaming. We are assuring you, and we can tell you authoritatively, that the president does not know anything concerning what happened yesterday. The shenanigan was not authorized by the president, and of course, based on his belief, he would not support such.
The group is also chiding former PDP presidential candidate Alhaji Atiku Abubakar over his comments linking President Tinubu, adding that it is an internal party affair in Lagos which will be resolved.
You will agree with me that whatever happens in the politics of Adamawa, the president, our leaders, that we know will never, for any reason, intervene or discuss it in any manner. So let everybody, if you are going to work towards 2027, you have to just do the right thing. Tell Nigerians your campaign and stop looking for cheap popularity.
For all our majors, all of our honorable in the Southwest, that they should know that there is a 3 tiers of governance. We have federal executive, we have executive, we have legislature, and we have judiciary. Everything is supposed to have a boundary. So we are here to tell you that anything that happens in the Lagos Assembly is a political language, it's a local language politics in Lagos State.
The civil society group believes there is a misconception, adding that the Lagos State House of Assembly, through its acting clerk, actually wrote to the Department of Security Service on the 14th of February, seeking the presence of some of its personnel.
It was actually the House that invited the DSS. And of course, these are security matters. You would not know what intelligence reports they had gotten. So it may be, some of us will feel that, we may feel that the fact that the Speaker's office and some offices were sealed, that it shouldn't be. But we don't know what they know. We do not have such information that they have. So they might have done such in further trying to protect them in one way or the other.
The leadership tussle at the Lagos State House of Assembly started on January 13 after the House removed Honorable Mudashiru Obasa as the Speaker over what they described as high-handedness and misappropriation, replacing him with Honorable Mojisola Lasbat Miranda. Omolola Rosanwo, LTV News. Yes, that was a report that I actually did yesterday, because that issue has started generating or eliciting comments from everybody. And of course, some are also exonerating the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that he doesn't have anything or hand in it, that they should resolve those issues locally, and that they shouldn't be dragged into this. Yinka, let's look at that issue. Now, from what they are saying, they're saying, leave out Mr. President, solve your issues locally. What's your own take on this?
I think it is just right for the dramatic development to rise above partisan pettiness, partisanship and pettiness, and help Mr. President to ensure that there is peace in his own backyard. Mr. President may not have a hand in this. I do not think he has. But these are his lieutenants. They must know when they must draw the line between pettiness and statesmanship. At this level, you do not need to wash your dirty linen in the public. At this level, you must rise above the ambit of what some critics are labeling as stupidity. Leadership demands maturity. If a process has been taken, irrespective of what the outcome is, respect that process for the benefits of the democracy that you have enjoyed largely from. This is not the time to think you can pull down the roof over anybody. It is a time to look at the situation and just go down completely for the sake of democracy that all of us want to deepen and to enjoy the fruit thereof.
Let me quickly ask you this. Some of them are also accusing people of interfering in the affairs of the State House of Assembly, even those outside Lagos, because that one of the reports says that the PDP presidential candidate, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, also linked President Tinubu to it. And they are saying, look, it is a localized politics, that they don't, that the president would never interfere in something that has to do with Adamawa and things like that, they should leave Lagos and Lagos people to iron that issue.
It is the dramatic personnel in Lagos that must understand that Lagos is no longer a localized politics per se, because the president is from there. Everything that will be done to diminish his image is what the opposition will be doing. That is part of politics. That is expected. So why would you not know that you should help the president to boost his image? Why do you think it is this time that you must diminish that image? Why must you reduce the product you help in building? Why must you demarket what you took to the market? I mean, it is wrong per se. I mean, everybody should just realize that this is not the way to go. If you have anything against anybody that played whatever role, fight that one outside of the camera. Do it at the back end. For the sake of Mr. President that is from here. Because everybody will want to use whatever is happening at his backyard to label him as what he's doing at the national. So you know this, so why are you doing it? You should help him at this stage. Because Yorubas will say, it takes a family of two to give birth to a child. But it takes the society, the community to rear it.
Okay.
Now, Lagos has given birth to Mr. President. The society must help him to grow into the image that we wanted. If you do anything against that, it is against everything that has brought you into office that you once tasted. It is against the spirit of democracy. It is against the will of the people. And I think even God will not forgive such a fellow.
Yes, as we round up now, let's look at, is there a clear-cut separation of powers which we expect to be in place? The legislatures are independent, the judiciary is independent, the executive is independent. Should they be stepping on their bounds or overlapping one with the other?
There is no society where you have absolute independence. There's always an overlap of roles and functions. So you cannot expect the executive to be completely immune to what is happening at the legislature. You cannot expect the executive to be completely immune to what is happening at the judiciary. All of these legs interwove because the common goal is the rule of law. The common goal is for governance to deliver to the people. You know, if you are working at at different tangents, you will not achieve that goal. And so there's that need for you to come together to link each other, but you must give room for mutual respect as it goes. So you cannot say that because the legislature is legislature, he must enjoy his total freedom per se. No, it doesn't work that way anywhere, even in the most developed societies. So that is what I would leave for everybody. It is just that we are developing here. The democracy is just 26 years old in Nigeria, and I think we are learning very, very fast. We should not truncate what is already a grant for us. We should just come round to build it so that it gives us more fruits.
Yes, the leadership demands actually maturity, just like my guest has said. If leadership actually demands maturity, it's expected that everybody will also live right and ensure that they do what is right to further entrench the democratic values that we operate in Nigeria. I want to thank you so much, Yinka Aderibigbe, for being part of Talk Point.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, on that note, we have come to the end of Talk Point. 767 and 112 are still the lines to always call in times of emergency. Stay out of trouble, be good, and ensure that you do what is right to further move Lagos and indeed Nigeria forward. I am Omolola Rosanwo, saying bye-bye.